next guest, Esther. I saw her already connected. Esther Kransen is commercial product manager of StoneCycling. And she will present us a new type of building material. And because waste isn't waste until you waste it, right, Esther?
Yeah.
So this is very nice introduction. Welcome, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So please.
Thank you. Yeah, Jarl already gave some figures to you, and hopefully I'm not totally copying some of the facts that he used to address the importance of finding new solutions for waste streams. I'm representing StoneCycling, and what we try to do is make beautiful building materials made from waste. And we try to focus equally on the sustainability aspect as well as on the design. And we are a company who is constantly in movement. We are having this mission where we are moving ourselves towards making building materials made of 100% upcycled waste. And in future, we hope to have that positive carbon impact on the planet. And anything we do and develop, we align with this mission. One of the reasons, most important reasons that we started doing this is that in Europe, every year, 850 million tons of construction waste is increasingly being there. And we are trying to find solutions to use this construction waste in a new way. In the past, we had these ways of using it as a landfill. We used it in road beds, and there's no real need to use this material in roads anymore. And other places where we distribute these waste streams to, and I think from construction it's 30% of all waste that we produce is ending up in landfills or transported to other countries. And I think that's a waste indeed. So on the other hand, we also use extreme amounts of building raw materials like sand and gravel, and each year worldwide we need 50 billion tons of raw material. And one of the effects that we see is that in the less fortunate countries, like in Asia and Africa, people are practicing these illegal sand mining, and it means that in the less fortunate countries, also sand mining diminishes the natural barriers between oceans and cities. And I don't know if you know this high building, extreme building in Dubai. It's the Burj Al Khalifa. And for this, you need a lot of concrete. And to make concrete, you need a lot of sand. And you would say that Dubai is in the desert, so there's a lot of sand available. However, the sand in this area is not of the right size and shape to make concrete. And therefore, they source these raw materials in countries like Australia to make all of these high structures. The third pillar and the third reason that we started doing what we're doing is that the construction sector is responsible for 11% of all carbon emissions. And if you zoom into that 11%, most is needed for the production of building materials, like 90%. And I think that is what made us rethink our resources and also our production methods. And the concept that we use is that we use waste instead of raw materials, and that we try to better our recipes so we need less carbon emissions. And maybe you see this as waste. I would like to say this is for us one of the more important ingredients of our product. And that is also the saying that we really like to use We think that waste isn't waste until we waste it or decide that it's waste. And that's where we have this, I think, beautiful building material, the WasteBased Brick. Today it consists of 60% waste. And with this material, you can upcycle 91 kilos waste with every square meter of brickwork that you use. And on the same side, it's decreasing the same amount of raw materials per square meter. It's produced today on forest compensated gas, and you can use it as a facade material, interior wall cladding, or for example, as flooring. And I'd like to see these images of the 3 recipes that we often use, but in many different textures. We found out that there's a lot to gain, and that is also the design perspective that we have on our material, is that we have a lot of options when we change the production method. I'm going to try to speed this up. What we also like to do is being challenged by architects to get into the co-creation process, where we say we can make a brick in a size and a color and a texture that you like, and really get into the laboratory together with the client to develop a brick. And then we started building. I think I'm going to speed up a little bit and shows you a lot of the projects that we did. I think the first one is important because this really proved that a very simple material was strong enough to build a beautiful structure with. In the last 6-7 years, many architects came to us, and also retail companies like Starbucks and COS, and they all got into this co-creation of developing new colors, ideas to precast panels, for example, that all the Starbucks company drive-thrus in Europe would like to use. I'm going to speed up a little bit. I think this is one of the most important projects so far, where we upcycled 260,000 kilos of waste in a building in New York. And then you might think, why is it so sustainable to ship a lot of bricks over the ocean to another continent? We also thought about this as a team, and I think we chose to do so because this is showing that we can do beautiful building materials on a larger scale, and hopefully in near future we can have the whole cycle of local waste streams, local production, and also local clients, and bring that to the other continents around the globe, so that we don't need to ship them from Europe anymore. Some larger buildings are arising throughout Europe at the moment, and I think it shows these images you can find on our website, because we have one page per project that really reveals the story of the collaboration and what the importance was for those clients to use the material. One thing I would like to address is the more we get a question about, can I bring my own waste to be upcycled in new bricks? And this is something, this is a question that arises more often. So we decided to take a pilot project in Amsterdam, and we literally used the 6th floor brick material that came out of the old building, and used it to make a new brick that you see on the right hand side, because we needed to find out what are the most important insights on using donor waste, because the quality and the size of the waste that we use are regularly checked, and we use the waste streams that we know are available for many more years. And in this project, what we found out is that indeed, you can use donor material. A next project that we are trying to do in Holland is also showing that it is important from a design perspective to really see the waste as the most important guest. So we say waste is really king in such a process, and we never know in advance exactly what the waste will do in the recipe. So it's kind of a challenge for architects and developers to work with waste that they bring from the donor building. We're a small player. I think we have been upcycling a little bit over 1 million kilos of waste by now. And yeah, we expect and we hope to be copied by the larger big brick manufacturer in near future, because I think for the large audience, it's also important to have access to materials like this. We like to focus on those early adopters, those architects and developers who really like to do unique things. And that is also where we try to rethink our collaborations within the supply chain. One example is that our manufacturer in the Netherlands and us are co-creating on a kiln that uses hydro-oxygen instead of green gas. And we're doing some testing later this year to see if we can run the kiln on hydro-oxygen instead of the green gas. And this means where I am trying to construct a wall. In this case, you don't need a masonry expert anymore. And this dry stack system is a Dutch origin system where you also can build up a wall that can be deassembled anytime you wish. More waste-based products are coming up. We are also collaborating with a company who uses a biocement technology, and that's where a structural cement is growing. And this waste-based product can be used as tiling, and you can see that as a way of using waste as a pavement, for example. So this is my short story on rethinking waste as a resource. And we would like to invite you to start questioning. We are available by email, or we have a nice newsletter once a month where we update everybody who is interested on our developments. And I would like to invite you to join us on our mission, and let's make construction more sustainable. You can find us online at any time. And I hope I was within the 12 minutes.
Thank you, Esther. It's very kind of you to inviting us. So it was very interesting how flexible your product is, how many flexible use, let's say. And also it's very nice that you have already a lot of customers worldwide. So we really start to meet this new kind of materials in building already now. So thank you again.
Not yet in Italy. So hopefully we can make some beautiful structure in Italy in near future.
We are waiting for you. You are also welcome here when you want to join us. And thanks again for joining today.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Buona serata. Bye.
Grazie, ciao.